turn this down.
Green light, give it all you can.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. When do you want me to start? Do you want to start here? Alright, I'm ready to go when I want. I'll go. Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to ACC. We're here at Misano for the Breakout Racing League. We're here for this race, 2 races here tonight for Breakout Racing League at the Misano circuit. And we're here for qualifying now for race number 1 here of tonight, 30-minute race. And joining me here tonight, the man who will be something new, something different here at Breakout Racing League. We're trying out the great man, our Taco man.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
It's going to be a good night tonight, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely will be. We're in for a good race tonight. It's going to be very action-packed with Misano being such a tight track. We're on board with JohnJohn here, going around through Sector 1 into Sector 2, and under this qualifying session, and we'll see how the cars and drivers play out.
Yeah, JohnJohn, who did very well at Bathurst the last time we were racing here in Breakout Racing League, and JohnJohn in the Ferrari, trying to see how he goes here tonight. And he will try to see what type of lap time he can do. I'm just going to try to go on board with him on my screen as well. There we go. But yeah, tight track, Misano. It is 16 corners. It's one of those circuits where I think tonight we're going to see some interesting racing between these drivers. We saw it at Bathurst, and we should see it here tonight. And it'll be to see what times can everybody do.
Looks like Jug's coming around to start a new hot lap, maybe. We'll see how he does.
Yes, I believe so. We start a lap time now.
Here we go.
And 35.223, the first time on the board in Misano. And tough little circuit is here at Misano, as you can see. And a little bit off track there.
Yep, just a little bit.
That's another thing that these drivers have to be careful of, is going a little bit too off track, especially in this game, which I think JohnJohn is going to go back into the pits, which he indeed does.
All right, now we've got Ichigo coming around through Sector 1. We'll see what kind of times he could put in. Ooh, and that... Go ahead.
The number 14. Yeah, let's just see how he goes here. The number 14, McLaren, and he's got heat wave for this out of the way.
He's 1.1 seconds up on his time. Oh, and he catches 2/10 on the little uphill. Is he able to keep it tight through the middle of sector 2. Does he get a good runoff? And he does. It's quite good.
It's pretty good so far. We'll want to try to move up a little bit more, with the top time being a 55 at the moment, trying to see where he can go. But usually these boys, not their hot laps usually early. Some of them usually go for their hot laps pretty early in this qualifying session. Some usually wait till late in the session to go for their lap times. 2 seconds up now for Ichigo in the McLaren.
Looks like we're getting word from the man himself, Skeppy, that the lobby will be restarted because there is too much ping. So we're going to be having a quick reset here to minimize any kind of internet lag for the race itself. As we can see, the cars are kind of looking a little sideways on camera. That looks a little... Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, jeez. Oh, here we go. All right, there's the lobby reset, everybody.
Just stay with us, and
We're just
is restarting.
We will be rolling with the punches here, and I have to connect, but I cannot show the password. So if everybody in the chat could give me one quick second, I have to type in the password.
But as we just...
All right, Ichigo's coming in aggressive in the chat. Alrighty. All right, let's play nice, boys. Let's play nice. Let's have a good time. Let's put on a good show. Looks like everybody's loading in little by little. No, Mr. Ritzy, the lobby got reset because of too much ping, so it's to help the drivers out for when the race actually goes on. There's minimal lag issues.
Green light, give it okay.
Looks like the practice session just ended, so it looks like we will rerun the qualifying session. I don't know if the qualifying will be shortened this time or if it's going to be the full quali, but we're going to wait and find out.
It will stay to 20 minutes, so no time cut off here in the lobby restart. And hopefully we're all good to go here. Reset here in qualifying for Breakout Racing League at Misano. Ritzy saying if Feder doesn't win, then Skep will. Well, there's a big statement there from the BRL Tier 2 champion.
All right, we are on board with Skep on his outlap.
So drivers are making their way back out here for the race, for qualifying, excuse me, for qualifying 1 to determine the grid for race 1 here at Misano. And yes, Bailey, Ritzy, give me who you think's going to get that pole position. Will it be the Ferrari of Juggernaut? Will it be the Audi of Skeppy? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But the number 92 Audi out on circuit right now.
Look at that beautiful burnt orange he's got on that car. Looks mighty fine under the nice sun.
Beautiful looking livery of Skeppy, who begins his first lap around Misano. And it's, as we said before, tough little circuit to handle here, but the best of the best will come out here tonight. And Bailey saying in the chat, Feta will dominate. Well, Bailey, you could be right, you could be wrong.
This is true. Anything can happen at Misano.
Yeah, Misano, one of those circuits. I'm more prone to know from MotoGP, but it is known for endurance racing as well. So Misano is one of those tough, tight little circuits to get right. These boys, I mean, Bathurst last week, 2 weeks ago, where passing was very tough to do. Here, boy, they'll still try to pass no matter what. Guarantee you here tonight. And be sure to look out for those 2 30-minute races coming at you very, very soon. Skipping now.
Going into the hard braking zone in Sector 3. Oh, keeps it tight. And it gets a good launch off the corner.
Coming to the final corner. And let's see where Skippy can go on this first lap for the Audi driver. And it's a 36.510, but I have a feeling Skip will go again to see how he can go on this lap.
Alrighty. Let's take a quick peek at Neymar. Let's see how Neymar's doing. He's out on track in that Aston Martin, looks like.
I am
I'm not even sure what that is. Can't even tell. Looks like an Aston Martin.
Trying to find. Ah, there we go. There he is. Yes, Neymar out on the circuit right now. In the Aston Martin. Number 1 Aston Martin here out on circuit. Trying to see what he can do to get on the board here in Misano. Juggernaut on top of the moment with 35.649 with 15 minutes to go in the session, so still plenty of time for these drivers to get a lap time in here in Misano. Just not too bad. Not on a good lap here at the moment. I'm trying to see what he can do. As what was that?
Well, I forgot to turn off the notifications for the Xbox, so you will see when my friends turn online until I turn it off. That's completely my mistake. Forgot to turn them off.
Give my man a bit of a break here. First time we're doing this. Well, not from. He's been loyal, one of the great streamers. I'm kissing your ass like crazy right now.
No, you don't have to do that.
But this is the first time we're doing this, so
yes, this is my first time broadcasting and commentating for BRL. So I'm still working out the details and the kinks. But if you guys are patient with me, I'd really appreciate that.
Yes, indeed, and always, as a few people already said, if anything, audio-wise or anything, just listen. But I think we're all good because we're absolute professionals.
That's right. That's right. Every day.
I wish I was.
Yeah, right.
Trying to go through the field here at the moment.
We got Aiden in the Ferrari. He's up on his time.
Yes.
Going through sector 2. He's 6/10 up. And looks like he's got good control of that car so far. He's new to the ACC game, and he's really shown a lot of potential and improvement in the little time he's been racing in the GT3 cars. So it's been very impressive to see him just continue his growth and really up his pace as he runs.
And for the F1 fans out there, because he drove in Tier 3 last season, they moved up into Tier 2. So here in ACC, trying to hone his craft and see how he can go here at the moment. But 6 have up slightly, listed a little bit of time, but trying to see where he can possibly move up here at the moment.
Oh, he keeps it tight.
Oh,
Keeps it in track limits.
goes to P5.
It's P5 for now with that 136.2. Not a bad run though. Not a bad run. Looking good out there, Aiden. Let's go over and Andy spawns into the garage. Let's go look at Stolowski with a fellow McLaren driver out in that lime green and blue accented car.
Beautiful looking livery, I must say, in this Sotowski's car. And he will try to see what he can do here at the moment. Needs to get a good lap time in here with only a 57.371, and that's a bit too off the circuit. And that time is
invalidated.
It's a red zone for Mr. Sotowski there. As we're going to try to see who is on laps here.
Looks like Prinks and JohnJohn are trying to fight for that provisional pole. So let's look at this Bentley. And he's coming around into sector 2. He looks like he already invalidated his time, but no, it's sector 3. I apologize. And he'll be starting a new hot lap here, coming across the line. And there we go.
Fascinated that we've seen a lot of invalidations here at the moment. I think a lot of people possibly taking a bit too much of the track, probably at the same amount of corners. And it seems like this is one of the circuits where that looks like a very possibility to happen. So, interesting to see how this next 10 minutes is going to play out if everybody, especially this corner right here, where we've seen a bunch of drivers already go a bit too wide and their time gets invalidated.
Yeah, Sector 1 is quite popular for people to just extend the track limits a little too far. And on the fast section in the back for Sector 3, it can get a little unsettled if the car is not set up right. So I definitely don't blame them, but they definitely need to be able to keep it tight through Sector 1 and 3, as that is the most prone areas that people tend to extend out the track limits.
Yeah, that's right. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Brent still is... He's only 0.1 down at the moment. May gain a little bit of time here, but it's just still slightly down in the Bentley. But still P3 at the moment, doing a good job. And now goes green.
If he's able to keep it tight here, he might be up on his time. Oh, right at the last second, extends over the curb. Well, good thing is he just started another hot lap. So we'll see if he's able to move up in the qualifying standings. And let's go take a look at JohnJohn. Ooh, JohnJohn just crossed the line to start a new hot lap. Let's take a little peek as to how this McLaren goes around through Sector 1 and see if he's able to take provisional pole away from Skeppy, is that, I believe? Juggernog. That's right, Juggernog.
On top of the moment with 35.649. I feel like we'll see some improvements here at the moment, which JohnJohn now is on a very good lap here at the moment in the McLaren. It is 0.4 up. This looking like a very good lap here at the moment in the number 24. .4 up at the moment, very close to the time of Juggernaut here at the moment, trying to see if he can move himself up to the top and gains a little bit more time, loses a little bit there, and that may just cost him a little bit, but still we've still got more parts of the track to come for him to gain that time back up for JohnJohn.
As long as he's able to keep it tight through this section here in Sector 3, he might be able to make up that mistake coming out into the fast section. Oh, let's see if he's able to take these double left-handers. Here we go. Coming off the last curb. Can he keep it within track limits? Oh, then a little bit oversteer. Is it enough to up his time, though? By about 4/10. Not enough to take provisional pole away from Jug, but you can tell he's definitely working harder to try and take that away.
There's more time in that lap for JohnJohn, so he'll have to try to find where he can find it on the circuit.
Let's take a look at a cold carnival. Alexis, we have not seen Alexis. Oh, and we just spotted him going off track there. I hope everything's all right with the car. And let's see what the Lexus can do here at Misano with number 4 of Cold Carnival.
Yep, he will be starting off a lap time here very soon. He's just about to let cars through Cold Carnival, who's trying to see what he can possibly do here.
Okay, well, while he does that, let's go to Deer Hunter. Oh, who just came out of the pits.
My man Dion, Skeppy, meanwhile, has moved up into P2 in the alley, but still 0.4 behind Juggernaut. So the Ferrari looks like on good pace here at the moment. But yes, Deer Hunter down in P8 in the number 25 Lexus, who's coming out on circuit to get ready to start a lap.
I was hoping one of the Lexuses were close to a hot lap, but we're watching Deer Hunter just getting his car warmed up and see if he's able to scoot up on the qualifying standings. Maybe potential top 5. We're gonna see.
Be interested to see how it plays out for Deer Hunter here at the moment. And I'll keep an eye out on the times as well. And for everybody at home, it is 2nd to 7th at the moment. It is literally about 2 tenths between 2nd and 7th, and that's a big ride over the curb. Whoa!
All right. Well, I hope he didn't get any suspension damage out of that. We'll see if he's well, it looks like he's okay to start a hot lap. So let's see how he does going through sector 1. Hoping there's no damage to that left rear. Let's jump on board and
yes,
see what it looks like from inside the car.
Yeah, always a beautiful view inside the car in the Lexus. Deer Hunter working hard here to see what he can do here to try to move up through the grid at the moment. Meanwhile, Ichigo's up to P6, and it's even closer between 2nd and 8th now. But Deer Hunter now on his lap time here at the moment. Here at Misano, the number 25 Lexus, trying to see where he could possibly go. Can he move up and try to maybe get ahead of the Satowski at the moment? But it is not looking like a great lap from Deer at the moment.
Unfortunately,
what time he possibly go.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to make up 7/10 through sector 3, but hey, I've seen some crazier things happen in my time. You never know.
Yeah, that's right. You never know. Depending on what times where he's lost his time, and he could try to gain it in other places. Yeah, at the moment. As we watch the end here of Deer coming through the last corner now. He most likely will go for another lap, but yeah, he will. But still very close between 2nd and Ichiko now moves up into P3, so it's now McLaren 2-3.
Yes, it is. So they were both able to bump Skeppy out of provisional P2. So will Skeppy be able to enter back in the last 3 minutes of qualifying? He should have enough time to come back around for another hot lap, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely go for it here. Skeppy, he's going to go for a lap time right now in the number 92 Audi. Trying to see where he could possibly find that time. 0.4. Juggernaut hitting that lap time very early in the session. And he is still in the pit lane. He may just not come back out either way, since it's such a great lap time he did. But Skeppy now only 0.1 down at the moment, trying to find some time here where he possibly can. Calzone's now moved up into P4 in the Bentley as well, so drivers get on their hot laps late in the session.
We're watching Skeppy right now going up through sector 2. He's definitely keeping it tight on the delta. It's going to be very hard to find the time he needs to get himself back up on the qualifying standings as of right now. Right now as he sits, he is looking at maybe starting P6, but the qualifying session has not ended yet. He's keeping it quite consistent, at least. His pace is looking good. And he's able to pick up a 10th and 2 tenths.
3 tenths,
right.
Wow. No,
is he able to keep it on the exit? Yes, he does.
Oh, it's a big slide. And if he could turn it back around, he could still get another lap time in. And tries to, and into, might not have been into the wall, that could have just been on my screen. But yes, Skep now will try to go back around and go for another time lap if he possibly can. But still chugging on top at the moment as we wait and see who else could possibly topple the time at the front.
JohnJohn, 2 tenths up off of Juggernaut's pole time. Let's see if he's able to.
3 tenths up.
Oh well, he's 2 tenths off officially. He's 3 tenths up on his time now, and we will see if he's able to lock it in at the finish line.
Just losing that time in the last sector, yeah, lifts off. Yeah, so this last part of the circuit for JohnJohn is just not working out for him at all. And oh dear, so JohnJohn now, and a validation out of the final corner as well. But he will go for one more time to run to see if he can possibly get pole position.
I'm not even sure if he might have made it across the finish line right at the last literal millisecond before qualifying session ended.
I think he just got to the line.
I think he
got to the
did.
line for a lap. Because it would have the checkered flag next to his name, so.
Well, dang, I can't. Oh well. Well, here we are. We're going to look at JohnJohn to see if he's able to take away provisional pole from Juggernaut.
Yeah, JohnJohn now looking pretty good here at the boat, trying to see what he can possibly do in the number 24. Skeppy moves up into P2. Only just over Juggernaut at the moment. Just slightly off. And see now Prince now in the Bentley. He's about to cross the line now. And he moves to P3 at the moment. Juggernaut did come back on circuit and improved his time to 35.2 and improves almost half a second over Skeppy over the field. Absolutely incredible. And the only two left are D Hunter and JohnJohn to clear lap, but JohnJohn off the circuit.
Well, I don't know if we should send the medics off for that one, but it looks like he's going to be okay.
D Hunter doesn't improve, so it's Juggernaut on the pole for the first race here at Misano. Now, and a few drivers commenting in the chat. Phantom said the Lex is not a fan here at Misano, and Ichigo saying got distracted by JohnJohn and lost 2 tenths. Well, that's not good. But we have a couple of minutes here to spare here real quickly. I will load up the points on my end because there is a championship up for grabs here at the moment because only the top 8 score points, and it is going to be a fascinating race here at the moment as I just slide up the points real quickly. But everybody, who's going to win this race?
That's a good question.
Man,
No.
who you think? Who's your money on?
My money is gonna be on JohnJohn. I think he was. The McLarens are a very stable car, and in the long run, if it's set up right with the tire pressures, it may be the key to really outlasting a Misano, because Misano is a big tire killer in this track. So I think if he's able to lock in his tire pressures quite accurately, I think JohnJohn may be the one to take P1.
Well, JohnJohn, of course, championship leader by 8 points over Prince in second, Calzona, Skeppy, and then Butch, Juggernog, and then we got Phantom, Raztasm, Ichigo, and the Satowski. That is your top 10 in the championship standings here in ACC Breakout Racing League. And there's still many rounds to go to decide our champion for ACC here. Starting off here at Misano tonight for 2 races here in this one, both 30 minutes. And as you said, the tyres can be killer here at Misano.
I'm not sure what time of day the race is going to start at, but that sun and that heat will definitely play a factor to the tire degradation to what these drivers will be experiencing today.
Yes, it is 3 p.m. on circuit right now. The tyres are hot. 125 degrees, says Ichigo in the chat. The tyres are very, very hot. And they will get even hotter once we get this race underway here at Misano. So strap yourself in, because 30 minutes around this circuit, we saw the chaos that was Bathurst and Misano about to get even more chaotic once this race gets underway. So drivers now will get their engines about to get underway, and we're about to get set for 30 minutes of Misano.
We just got report in that we will not be having a safety car for this race, so good luck to all the drivers, and we will see and hope that everybody stays clean and damage free for lap 1 here at Misano.
And unfortunately I won't be able to call just real well. I will be able to call, never mind. About to get underway here, 30 minutes around Misano. It is Juggernog who gets off to a good start, but Skeppy tries to come through him. It's almost free. Why not? There's contact. Princess, I think, made contact with Juggernog, which is going to Skeppy. And then it's just a concertina effect, but Juggernog maintains the lead, but he tries to go for the move here on Skeppy. And it's chaos throughout the field at the moment. Oh, Juggernog goes wide. It's all happening here at the moment.
We had a car off track at the very end. I'm trying to catch who that was. It may have been Phantom in the Lexus. I'm not sure.
Yes, it is. I believe it was.
Whoa, look, watch out, coming in. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, it's unfortunate we didn't have a safety car, so we definitely needed one for that one. Holy moly. That is a good question.
Whoa,
very good question.
Okay, I've just seen
cars
here. Oh.
And okay. Do we need to send the medics out? I mean, those cars we got 2 cars in the pits. Stolowski and Calzona are currently in the pits. I'm not sure if they've retired as of yet, but it is very hard to say right now as to what clearly happened. Oh, we've got looks like, is that a McLaren going around? That is a McLaren of Heatwave going sideways into Sector 3. He's able to keep control of the car, but no, it is unknown if he has any critical suspension damage or if he was involved in any of those accidents at all. But looks like he's back on track and he's good to go. Deer Hunter is in the pits right now. We're going to take a peek to see who's in the pits so far and see if we can get a better update on that.
There are 3 drivers currently in the pit lane. Actually, more drivers in
4
the pit
drivers.
lane. So whatever happened, make it 5 drivers. But whatever happened there on that start has just caused absolutely bedlam. You could see pretty much with the gaps at the moment between 4th and 5th, and then the gap between Skeppy and Raztasm. Something has definitely gone on with the gaps at the moment. There was an absolute almighty titanium battle between JohnJohn and Skeppy as well. But wow, everyone, 4, 5 drivers in the pit lane getting some damage repairs, because whatever happened on that first lap, that's just damage everywhere.
Yeah, it was just astronomical. It was just one thing after another. It was just a massive domino effect. But let's hope that those drivers, well, it looks like they're retired. Looks like they're not even. Nope. Looks like they all have called it for the race. It's still too early to call, but we'll see what happens.
Unless they have a big load of damage. As yes, watching this fight here at the moment, everybody trying to keep on track here at the moment, since you don't really want to be in a bad position in this one, because, well, you have a mistake, you're out, because it's going to be tough to fight back, especially with no safety car and being a 30-minute race.
Looks like everyone else is confident enough with their vehicles, or if they don't have any damage and survive through all that, that everybody's is back on track and fighting for position. Looks like JohnJohn does have a couple scrapes and bruises on the front of that car, but it doesn't seem to be affecting that McLaren too much. Prinks, who was qualified, what was it, P4? He's down in P10, trying to stay in the top 10. And let's
and Skeppy is down in P5 for the moment. Something has happened to the Audi, the number 92, and he's down the field right now. He was in P2, and now he's down into P5. So that's an unusual one for Skeppy here at the moment, and Ada Khan is trying to attack him here for position.
Aiden's really trying to keep the draft on it, but they're not trying to go too wide through the third sector. That's usually a bad idea. And they get a little close. Oh, something's going on up here.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on up here too, actually.
Me too.
I don't think that's...
I'm not sure. They might be calling their own safety car, maybe?
Maybe.
That's what it seems like. Everybody's lining up, and yep, they're calling their own safety car. JohnJohn and Heatwave are all stopped on the track for whatever reason. Let's go take a look at Heatwave. Oh, looks like he stalled out his cars, and he's getting it going again. Prinks is in the pits. Definitely needs to fix that car. He was definitely involved with that. Just that whole incident that happened on lap 1.
And a couple of drivers to lap down at the moment. They will get their lap back. Some of the drivers have 2 laps down due to that incident, and getting a load of damage repair time by those drivers. But Juggernaut, so it is the safety car here out on circuit. Juggernaut will be the safety car leader at the moment, but that will compress the field back together. 23 minutes to go here in this race, and that will make things even more interesting now that everybody is all up together once again.
Right, everybody that was involved in the lap 1 incident are getting their vehicles repaired, and looks like they're all coming back out on track. And as my friend here, Mitchie, said, everybody will be able to get their lap back if they're 1 lap down, and everybody's going to re-rack and go at it again, with Juggernaut being the control car for this safety car. impromptu.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this will go on this restart. We will most likely, if we go this time around, or they will be waiting for our lap drivers to come through back through the field, which you just seen Calzona has come through the field as well to get a lap back, even though he is 2 laps down, but he will be back a lap down here at the moment with 22 minutes to go here in race number 1 here at Misano.
Oh, this is definitely going to be an interesting restart because of if the drivers are able to keep their tires warm, that'll be beneficial because grip is going to be the biggest factor in this restart, especially with how tight sector 1 is. I mean, we saw all the oversteer and how loose the cars were at the beginning of the race. It's going to be even more critical on this restart.
It will be definitely critical this restart. You've got to be absolutely steady and ready to go. Satowski goes his way through to get his lap back, another lap back, excuse me. But yeah, this will be an interesting restart to say the least.
Yep, that is Stolowski getting his lap back. Phantom should be doing the same thing. He's trying to catch up back to the rest of the grid. Veda and Neymar as well are trying to catch up. I'm not sure if they're going to wait for everybody to get together or if they're just going to go green on this lap, but we will wait and find out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we go here on this restart. And be fascinating to see how it all plays out here through the field at the moment. But yeah, a few drivers now trying to make their way through, back up through the fields to get back to the back of this pack. And a few drivers back on the lead lap now, a few drivers still a lap down. But I think we will go this time by.
Yep, we're going to see if Juggernog has turned... No, looks like he has his hazards still on. I'm not sure if he's going to turn off his hazards on the lap that we go back racing or if he's going to turn them off right before he leads the pack through the line. But we're going to wait and see if that's going to be the call, if they're going to go back green this lap or the next one, as we wait for the rest of the grid to catch up to the lead crew.
So this will be a interesting restart here at Misano. Things about to get set and ready. The number 23 of Lexus of Phantom moves his way up to the back of the pack as well. And I don't think Fenner's there, but yeah, so it'll be 12 drivers on the lead lap on this restart with 19 minutes to go here in Misano for race number 1, still qualifying for race 2 to come after this. We're about to get underway here for the restart after an absolute wild opening stanza here at Misano, and we're underway.
Jug is firing off to lead the crew back green flag racing conditions, going into sector 1 using the helicopter cam, and let's hope everyone is able to keep it clean this time, as we want some good racing action here at Misano.
It is very close to the pit window. It's now open. Ichigo has looking for the move on Razatazm, and I believe there was a little bit of contact between the two as well. So Ichigo now moves up into P2. Cold Carnival as well is closing in on this fight as well. So titanium battle here at the moment. Skeppy's watching them. It's almost 3 wide between these 3 at the moment, and Skeppy now is going to try to see if he can move a couple positions here at the moment. Raztazm gets back up into P2. Ichigo sits there behind in 3rd. and Ichiko tries to go around the outside, but here it's a bit of a tough task. And Cold Carnival sitting pretty nicely in P4.
Yes, he is. They are doing a very good job on being able to maintain control of their vehicles and not get a little too ahead of themselves while they're going through Sector 3. And let's see on this hard braking zone if they're able to keep it together. It looks like, oh, Skeppy's peeking on the inside of Cold Carnival. Doesn't look for it. But the McLaren of Ichigo is looking around. Rastaism. Oh, and there's a little bit of a shakeup coming around. And the Bentley's back in the pits. Cold Carnival comes out in front of that whole crew. Let's see if he's able to keep it together with Skeppy peeking down the inside going into turn 1. Oh boy.
Yeah, Ray's taking the first pit stop. A few drivers taking their mandatory pit stops here right now. So Ray's trying to see if he can maybe get an undercut on these guys here at the moment. But look at this close fight here. Ichiko's in there. JohnJohn up there as well. And Skeppy now trying to see if he can try to close in here on Cold Carnival at the moment. But Juggernaut has an unbelievable lead at the moment. 6 seconds over second place.
They are definitely letting Juggernaut go by himself without any contest. And I don't know if that's the strategy that the rest of the drivers are trying to run and trying to get that win for the first sprint race of the day. But Juggernaut's looking good out in P1 with that clean air and that Ferrari.
Yeah, Juggernaut doing very nicely at the moment. We'll be to see if he will take his pit stop here very soon. 4 drivers in the pit lane. D Hunter is 4 laps down, so I'm not really going to count D Hunter in that. But yes, 4 drivers in the pit lane taking their mandatory stops here at the moment here in Misano. As Prince now trying to see if he can close in here on Ichiko as well. So it's a big train pack here at the moment as Juggernaut is in the lane.
Everybody is coming in. Look at the pit window. There's 5 minutes left in the pit window. Everybody, or the majority of everybody, is going to be coming down to get their pit stop in. JohnJohn stayed out and is taking the lead of this race. Is he trying to get that overcut on the rest of the pack? He definitely has the clean air to get himself ahead without any troubles. So does Neymar. Neymar stays out. I'm not sure if he already pit in the pit window, but he definitely has the clean air to really get ahead of the pack.
It's very close here at the moment, and yeah, JohnJohn's got the pace to try to do the overcut if he possibly can. He's very good in clean air, but he has a lapped car ahead of him, that being Aidakan, who's already come into the pit lane. So the question now is, Taz is coming through now. 13 as we're halfway through the race here at Misano, and Juggernaut has a clear track ahead of him. He's about to come out of the pit lane. So is everybody else on these stops here in Misano. Skeppy looks like he's had a very good stop actually and moved his way up through the field as well. But Jug out on circuit, clear as day, clear ahead.
It's going to be interesting to see if he's able to, if JohnJohn and Jug, how are they going to scramble out of the pits, and will JohnJohn be able to make up that gap that Jug was able to get out ahead on the restart coming out of the safety car, or will we actually have a fight for P1? It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
So Raz came out behind Ichiko and Skeppy, so that'd be around P4 at the moment, but it depends, of course, where JohnJohn comes out after his pit stop. More importantly, see if he can possibly move up here at the moment is the question.
Neymar stayed out, and he's got 2.5 minutes to get his pit stop in, so he himself is trying to overcut JohnJohn, getting a little bit oversteer coming out of that turn. I don't remember what turn number that is, but I'm glad he was able to keep it together. And JohnJohn is coming out of the pit, so we're gonna be looking at him and see how it all shakes out with Juggernaut.
And JohnJohn coming out of the pits right now. And here comes Juggernaut now. JohnJohn might come out in second here, actually. There goes Jug right up ahead.
Yep.
He's gone.
Sorry.
And JohnJohn will come out essentially in second once Neymar comes into the pits. So the McLaren number 24 now into basically will be second place once the final pit stop of Neymar happens. And he will be behind Juggernaut right now. Skeppy in will be P3, Ichiko and Raz behind. And then we got Prince, Cold Carnival, Phantom and Heatwave, who's just inside the top 10.
Neymar is coming in for his pit, and we'll see where he shakes out once he comes back out onto the track. Juggernaut doesn't have as much of a commanding lead as he did before the pit cycle, but he's definitely not nervous. He doesn't have anybody hunting him down at the moment. So we'll see if he's able to extend the lead and see if he's going to be on cruise control for the remaining 12 minutes of the first sprint race here at Misano today.
This first sprint race here at Misano. Still got a race to come in a little bit with another qualifying session to decide the grid for that race. Raz now trying to close up here on Ichiko as well. Really the only closest fight on track at the moment, as everyone else a little bit spaced out here at the moment with 11 minutes to go here in the session. Where does Neymar come out at the moment? It looks like Neymar might come out behind, maybe between Heatwave, looks like Heatwave and Aiden Khan maybe. And he's going to come out behind Heatwave, so yeah, Neymar will come out behind Heatwave. No, he'll come out ahead of Heatwave, excuse me. He will come out ahead of Heatwave, and he will be just behind Phantom and Cold Carnival.
That looked like the overcut he made definitely worked out in his favor, because I believe he was much deeper down the pack before the pit cycles began, so I think it definitely worked out in his favor.
Certainly did, and he'll now try to see if he can get up to the pack of Phantom and Cold Carnival for 8th and 7th. But Raz has still right on Ichigo here for P4 at the moment. The closest fight out on circuit, but I feel like we're going to see a close fight here very soon between Cold Carnival, Phantom and Neymar. We will keep an eye on that for you all on the circuit. But Ichiko's still holding on at the moment on Raz Taz. It's still Juggernaut on the top. 10 minutes to go here in race number 1 here at Misano. 6.6 seconds over JohnJohn. Skeppy trying to close up in on JohnJohn as well for second. Ichiko and then Raz Taz. That's the top 5 so far.
Yep, here we are riding on board with Prinks, who we've got a tight sort of lineup here. We're all fighting for position. Feta stays out of the way to not be a hindrance for these positions that these drivers are fighting for, and Ichigo is doing a good job on maintaining. Oh, with Prinks going off track a little, but it looks like he doesn't lose too much time, and this is going to be... Oh, he gets a little closer, barely dodges Rasta going into the uphill turn. That was very close. Good job on him for being able to avoid that collision, because that would have been ugly.
Very close between the BUR team as now Raz looks for the move here on Ichigo for P4 and will get it done and moves up into P4 now, does Raz, and Prince now trying to see if he can go for the move here on Ichigo as well here for on top 5. Tries to get possibly as close as he possibly can, goes for the deep move, almost runs into Raz ahead, but the Bentleys now working together here to move their way up through the field, and Ichigo has to go back into P6 now, and the Bentleys now 4th and 5th in this one.
Yeah, the Bellies definitely are working together on that one. They definitely showed their teamwork, and they did a good job on avoiding any kind of collision. So this is definitely a good fight to see on track.
Bit of teamwork there at the moment as Prince actually goes through into P4 over his teammate Rose, letting him by. So now Ichigo's going to try to see if he can close back on these guys here for maybe a top 5 or maybe a P4. We'll have to keep an eye on that if that does happen. So still 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in Misano for race number 1. 8-second margin for Jug at the moment.
Looks like Phantom went off track. Neymar was able to overtake Phantom for P8, and I thought we were gonna have a close fight there, but Neymar and Phantom proved me wrong. And Neymar was able to get ahead of Phantom without any difficulty.
Yes, Phantom now seeing what he could possibly do in that one as we're closing down on the laps here. The minutes here in race number 1 at Misano. And Cold Carnival's actually closing up on Neymar for P8 as well, so closing up through the field for those guys as well. But Juggernaut still holding that lead very nicely over JohnJohn. Skeppy and P3 closing out slightly on JohnJohn for second, but I don't know if he's going to have time to really make the move on him as of yet. But a fight now starting to draw here between Cold Carnival and Neymar.
Yes, it is, and we're gonna keep an eye on this one because they are definitely trying to fight to stay in the top 10 between those three. I mean, the top 8 make points, so the one they're hunting after is Neymar, and they all want those points for the championship for the end of the season. So, looks like Carnival kind of cuts the turn a little bit, but he's got the run on Neymar, picking down the inside. Is he able to lock it in? Trouble free. Neymar goes a little wide, and Carnival's able to secure P8 from Neymar. We'll see if Neymar has something to answer back as they go dip into Sector 3. And looks like they're able to keep it together, those three.
Yeah, Neymar now sits behind Cold Carnival. Cold Carnival getting the job done, and now we'll try to pull away from Neymar here at the moment with 5 minutes to go. So a couple of laps left for these drivers here at Misano. So yeah, and Cold Carnival now actually pushing very nicely at the moment, trying to see if he can maybe catch up the Phantom in the last 5 minutes of this race here at Misano.
We're going to see about riding on board on Neymar's car and see if we can see the POV as to the action he's experiencing on track, riding behind Kai Zoner, who is he in the
lap down?
Yeah, he's a lap down, right? Yep. Well, either way, he is a factor in trying to take PA from Cold Carnival. So it doesn't look like Calzone is going to be giving up the spot anytime soon. And that's going to be a hindrance for Neymar to get any kind of points in this remaining 4 minutes of the first sprint race at Misano here today.
Yep, 4 minutes to go here at the moment in Misano. And Neymar trying to see what he can possibly do, if he can try to stay with Cold Carnival and Phantom up ahead. But Cold Carnival's actually slowly starting to catch up to Phantom as well up ahead. But yes, the number 1 Aston trying to see if he can gain some time, but at the moment I don't think he will be able to in the last 9 seconds of this one here at the moment. Juggernaut most likely starting his second last lap here at Misano. Skeppy's now under a second of JohnJohn. He may have a chance to go for an opportunity on JohnJohn here for second place, but he has to do it quick.
Oh yeah, he's got about an average maybe 2 laps left. This one and the final lap to try and overtake JohnJohn for P2. And shout out to Dylan Speed in the chat. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Breakout Racing League. I hope you're enjoying the racing and the content. Skeppy definitely has the run on JohnJohn. Runs a little wide. Not able to lock it in this time, but he's definitely not letting him go as he's keeping him in his sights.
John had a big moment there, and that has allowed Skeppy to really close up here for P2. So this big for championship wise for Skep to try to get past JohnJohn here at the moment for P2, if he can possibly get this done. So very close between the two at the moment. And it looks like it's actually going to be another 2 laps to go because Juggernaut come around the last corner now. It most likely will be 2 to go as Skeppy now trying to close up here on JohnJohn for position. This looks like going to be a fight that will go all the way till the end of race number 1. JohnJohn trying to hold off Skeppy here for position.
He's definitely trying to get him either apply pressure to where JohnJohn potentially makes a mistake. Oh, and they drive the corner a little deep, but JohnJohn keeps the McLaren in control. Skeppy's trying to show what the Audi can do while they go through this tight sector 1, the double right-hander. And runs it a little wide, but keeps it together. And down the main straight.
Yeah, trying to close in here at the moment is Skeppy. Trying to see what he can possibly do. Everyone else throughout the field pretty spread out at the moment. This is the final battle here at the moment with 1 minute to go. Next time by will be the final lap here in race number 1 here at Misano. So Skeppy now still trying his absolute best if he can get this move done. He's got to get the perfect run here if he can possibly do it. This is around here last lap where it was close, but just didn't have enough to go for the move around JohnJohn. And JohnJohn goes a little bit wide there, but is all good. And we'll try to see if he closes up here. With 30 seconds to go, Juggernaut begins the final lap.
Yep, Skeppy is going to have one more lap to try and solidify his P2. He definitely let JohnJohn go just a hair, but that doesn't mean he's let him go completely. But I think the best option he has right now is to hope that JohnJohn makes a mistake because, JohnJohn ran over those curbs a little. Definitely slowed the car down. Oh, and so did Skeppy.
Losing some time, but he's still with him though.
This is definitely going to be a close one down to the line. For the end of this sprint race.
Trying to see what he can possibly do here at the moment, Skeppy, to see if he can go for this, but he's just not close enough. He has to have a perfect couple of corners here if he wants the opportunity to go for the move on JohnJohn here for second. If he can stay with him, he may have the chance to go for it. Juggernaut with 11-second lead out of front of these 2 drivers at the moment. He will win this one, but this is the fight for second. Is it going to be enough for Skeppy to go for it here at the moment? I don't know if he's possibly going to have the chance. He's closing in. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. And both of them go a little bit off track there. But JohnJohn will hold on unless something horrific happens in the next 2 corners. Juggernaut wins race number 1 here at Misano, but behind Skeppy, not enough, and JohnJohn will hold P2.
Good racing by JohnJohn and Skep to be able to hold on to their cars and really give some good action towards the end of that sprint race. We're not done yet though. We still got a close fight going between Ichigo and Rasta. Looks like Ichigo wasn't able to overtake Rasta for P5, but they still get points regardless. Cold Carnival and Phantom and are all coming across the finish line. And looks like Phantom was able to stay P8. Carnival P. Oh, I thought Cold Carnival was a lap over. I don't know. Could have been a bug.
Maybe it was not. Could have been a bug. Yes, it might have been a bug because on my screen it said he was a lap down. So that was full position. So
Right?
oh no, that was Calzona. Excuse me, that was Calzona. I've got the drivers mixed up there. That was Calzona lap down. And Cold Carnival was not a lap down. So Cold Carnival was close enough there on Phantom, but not enough. So he does score the final points as we are just waiting Feta to finish off his lap time and Deer Hunter as well. The final race complete here in Misano, race number 1.
Big shout out to Skeppy for that tip. I did not know that pushing this arrow button here moves the map from out the middle of the screen. So, Mr. Skeppy, I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. And there you have it, folks. Juggernaut with that comfortable P1 win from this first sprint race of the day with JohnJohn and Skep to round out the podium. Prince, Rasta, Ichigo, Phantom, and Carnival for the points paying positions. Here we're going to be loading up the second qualifying session and get the second sprint race underway here real soon.
Green light, go, go, go.
No podium interviews for race number 1. We will have podium interviews for race number 2. We're going to give our top three just time to get out there for their second qualifying session. But yes, we will have a podium interviews for race number 2. Podium sitters here at the moment. Only can't say got killed in turn 2. Well, I think a lot of drivers did. Aided on lap number 1. It was a wild start to that one, and yes, we did catch it. We did catch that wild start in race number 1. So there you go. Qualifying about to get underway here right now. It has gotten underway. 19 minutes in the session to go. 20 minutes to begin here in qualifying number 2 for race number 2 to come up here at Misano. The best lap of qualifying 1 was a 55.2. The question is, can Juggernaut improve on that?
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see. I'm almost positive that the time of day for the race might even start later because it does show 3:40 p.m. So it will be a little late in the day. We don't know if it's going to be a big factor in the race, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see if Juggernaut is able to show the strength he had in the first sprint race going into the second sprint race. Juggernaut wasting no time. I believe he's the third driver out on track for this qualifying session. So we will see how this qualifying turns out to be, and if the drivers make any big changes to their cars to hopefully better themselves in the grid.
Yes, indeed. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out here in this one at the moment. But 17 minutes to go in the session. Everyone coming out on circuit for their first flying laps here at the moment. Juggernaut, who absolutely did a great start to his qualifying session previously. That's everybody now about to get set for their first laps.
Phantom is the first car to cross the line to lock in a qualifying time, so we're going to be riding here with Phantom on board and see what the footwork looks like going into the sector 1, as it's always impressive to see how these drivers take sector 1 so efficiently while avoiding other drivers that are on their outlaps.
And that is already in validation from Phantom. I believe he hit the curb slightly at turn 5 and has gone into validation. Not a great way to start your session here in Misano.
Well, looks like JohnJohn also invalidated on his first lap. So the question will be, who will be the first one to really put up a time for others to attempt to beat in the second qualifying session?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out here. Round of 35 you want to get here at Misano. If you can get to that, you're on a pretty good lap, which is where Jug did in qualifying number 1 here for race 1. But we're here for qualifying for race number 2 here at Misano. Juggernaut at the moment out on a lap time. Everyone out on lap times at the moment, including the other Ferrari of Aidan Khan as well on circuits. Aidan Khan actually might be the first one to do a lap time, as a matter of fact. I could be wrong. I am wrong.
Yeah, no one's put in a solid. Oh, Juggernaut just locked in his the first lap time of the grid at a 1:35.2. Stalowski at a 1.6 behind him. So it looks like everybody's finally finding their groove and landing in their lap times. And we'll see how it all shakes out.
Pretty much identical lap time to what he did in the first qualifying session, Juggernaut. So he'll try to see if he can improve on that later in the session.
I don't even know if Phantom's on a hot lap right now. Looks like he is. He is. Well, I don't know if it's an out lap or a hot lap, but he definitely looks like he's got some pace.
Yep, Phantom out on a lap time right now and trying to get a lap time in due to his first lap being invalidated, and trying to see what he can do here with 14:35 to go in the session. Phantom in the Lexus 23 coming around the last corner now, and we'll see what type of lap time BRL Phantom can do here at the moment. Crosses the line now, and it's a 36.6 and goes into P2.
Pretty good lap time by Phantom so far. I know he's got room to improve, but not a bad way to start the second qualifying session of the day.
Aidan Khan moves up into P2, so it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment at the top of the grid, as Sutowski in the number 222 McLaren goes into second place. I've just read Juggernaut has improved to a 34.800. That's impressive by Juggernaut at the moment, and he's just building with his fast times at the moment. He's just going to be so tough to beat here today. But Skeppy now is also coming up to the end of his lap time as well in the number 92 Audi. As he will now come around the last corner now, Skeppy, and crosses the line. 36.2, only P3 for Skep.
He still has a good amount of room to work on if he wants to try and take provisional P1 away from Jug, but he's definitely looking consistent and strong out there on the track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take a look at JohnJohn, who was able to secure his P2 for the first sprint race. He's coming around in Sector 2. And we'll see if he's able to bring the heat to Juggernaut and see how close he can get to trying to take that provisional pole.
I believe this is an outlet from JohnJohn at the moment, but he will be getting ready himself for a hot lap here at the moment to see if he can get on a hot lap to try to get up into the top few, because the P8 for JohnJohn would not be where he would want to be at the moment in that McLaren number 24. We'll stay aboard and see what he can possibly do at the moment around Misano. It is still Juggernaut from the Sutowski, Skeppy, Calzona and Raztaz. It's your top 5 so far, as we're about to get underway for this lap for JohnJohn.
Shout out to Local. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Breakout Racing League stream. We hope you enjoy the racing and the content, and grab a seat because this is going to be a good race going into the second sprint race of today. JohnJohn
Steps up right now.
Go ahead.
Well, JohnJohn, and he'll try to see if he can gain some time in this next part of the track.
He's looking already consistent enough. He's 2/10 up on his time so far. We'll see if he's able to maintain his pace. Lost a little bit of time going wide on that slight uphill, but I'm sure he's able to make that up on the fast section going in sector 3. As long as he keeps that car under control with that little bit of oversteer coming out of the turn and losing a little bit of time. We'll see if he's able to bring the heat.
Yeah, JohnJohn now trying to see where he can possibly go here at the moment. Slightly down at the moment in this part of the track, so he's trying to find some time in this next part of the track, which he's got a lot of time for he's going to gain. So this is where all the time he was lost, and it's 2.4, 2.5, and this is going to be a close lap to...
Oh no! Let it go just a little too wide, being 2 seconds up on his time. Tough luck for JohnJohn, but we know he's able to bring the pace to really contest the leaders in this qualifying session.
About 0.4 off Jog, so that would have been a good lap from JohnJohn. So he'll have to go again and see if he can try to move his way up through the field. Adercart's moved up into second, and now it's a 1-2 for Ferrari once again. And Neymar in third right now as well. So some drivers have moved their way up into position with just 9 minutes to go here in qualifying.
Right, Prinks just came across the line to start his hot lap, and he's already looking good at a 10.5 up on his time. He can get a little bit of a toe of Deer Hunter who's in front of him, but we'll see if he's able to contest Skeppy, as he's not far off his time for P4 or P3 on Neymar, as they're all within just a couple of hundredths of each other on the qualifying times right now.
Prince now trying to see what he can possibly do here at the moment. Trying to move up. He's going up a bit more in time at the moment. If he can gain a couple of attempts here, either way, he could be looking to get into a P3, maybe even a P2 if he gains a little bit more time here in the Bentley. Of course, the two Bentleys, 4th and 5th previous race, and now they're going to try and see if they can move themselves up a little bit more here through the field, as he's close up here on Deer Hunter as well. So we hope that Deer Hunter does not get in the way and hurt his lap time, but this is looking pretty good here for Prince.
He's looking really strong. He may even overtake P2 if he's able to keep it tight coming out this last turn. Loses a couple of hundredths. Is he able to...
Crosses the line.
And he locks in P3 right after Aiden in the Ferrari.
Doing a good job. P3 at the moment for the Bentley, and he'll be happy to maintain that with 8 minutes to go in the session.
Let's see if we can catch somebody on a hot lap. Oh, as we look at Heatwave coming off track. Looks like he was able to keep it off the wall, so I hope there's not really any damage on that McLaren. And looks like he's going to be going back to the pits.
Yep, he will pull back into the pit lane. Skipping on a lap time as well. The top 4 are still in the pit lane, so as actually a matter of fact, Skippy is 5 tenths down anyway. But we're getting into the closing stages now, and getting into closing stages of who is going to take pole for this one. It's most likely going to be Juggernog, but there is still a long way to go. And yes, Phantom with a very good line there in the chat.
Phantom trying to... I don't know what his intentions are, Phantom, but whatever you're doing, keep on doing it, because you're doing a good job there, buddy. Look, Calzoner is on a hot lap right now. 5/10 up on his time so far. Ooh, he's looking
Be a
pretty
little bit
good.
further.
Yeah.
I went a little bit too deep there. But still a good amount of time up here at the moment. He could gain a couple of positions here at the moment. Calzona now through the last corner.
Oh.
Loses a little bit more time at the last corner. They still could move him up one position. Crosses the line and no. 7th at the moment, but still improves on his time.
Most definitely. And some kind of progress is better than none. So he's definitely showing a good pace out there to at least stay in the top 10 of the grid so far. Rastas he's coming into the pits. Nope, he's pulling off the track. Looks like Stolowski might be coming around for a hot lap. Let's look to see what he can do in the McLaren as he crosses the line in an attempt to move up the grid.
Satowski trying to see if he can move his way up through the grid at the moment with 5 minutes to go in the session. 1.2 behind Juggernaut on pole position as of right now. So the McLaren now trying to see if he can move his way up through the timing at the moment. It's not looking like a great lap for the McLaren as of right now, but he could still gain a little bit more time in the last part of the track, which we have seen a few drivers do so far here in this session at Misano.
We officially have 5 minutes left in this qualifying session, and I'm not sure how many more people are trying to come out and really fight for a top spot. Looks like Jug and Aiden both come out of the pits and both are trying to better their times. Aiden's trying to chase down that provisional pole while Jug's trying to avoid that from happening. So it's going to be very interesting to see who is able to actually overtake who on the qualifying standings, as they're all out for some hot laps. Looks like Prinks is already, he's 600s up, trying to get that 10th, and coming around through sector 3. And looks like, we'll see if he's able to keep it tight on these last two left-handers and see if he's able to better his time. I don't think it will be enough to really take P2 away from Aiden, but he's definitely showing a better pace than what he did before. So that's always a plus. And he stays P3 as of now with 4 minutes left. Yep, that is definitely an improvement. It's better than none. So it's going well for Prince.
He'll look to go again here at the moment and try to see if he can improve on this lap time at the moment, sitting behind D Hunter on track right now.
Neymar is coming around on sector 3, looking like he's on an out lap right now. So he's going to be trying for his attempt to make his way into the top 3 into the qualifying. So we're going to be riding here with Neymar on board, and we'll see what Neymar can do in his Aston Martin as he goes in for his hot lap, going across the finish line now.
He is in P4 right now, Neymar, so doing a very nice job in the #1 Aston Martin, trying to see, but he has invalidated in the first part of the track, unfortunately for him. And slows down, I think, trying to let Phantom come through. Well, Neymar will have to go again.
Yeah, Neymar's going to have to abandon his lap. So that's very unfortunate for him, but he's got enough time to come back around and put in another lap, hoping he has enough fuel to really do that. Let's see if we can take a look at JohnJohn, who is hunting down Skep and anybody else in front of him who he's able to overtake on the qualifying standings here in the last 2 minutes of the qualifying session.
Yeah, JohnJohn on circuit right now, 0.8 behind Juggernaut. I think Skep and JohnJohn can definitely improve on their lap times as of right now. Calzona's move up into P4 in the Bentleys, so the Bentleys right up there at the moment, the three of them. But JohnJohn here at the moment trying to see what he could possibly do.
Looks like he was able to find some time going on that uphill. And he coming out of the turn, if he gets a good launch, looks like he's able to hold 3/10 up on his time so far. We'll see if he's able to really keep it tight going through this fast section hook. I mean, it's very hard to stay consistent. This is probably the most unpredictable part of the whole track because it's just so hard to really nail these turns consistently to the T every single time. Looks like he's able to really keep it tight going around that hairpin. 3/10 up, all hitting 4/10. Look at him go on the double left-hander. He does have a chance to really overtake a couple of spots here in qualifying. Keeps it tight, makes up some time. 4.5. Let's see where he lands.
Should move him up to P4, and it does. Takes him to P4, JohnJohn, and he goes to the P4 right now. He's got time to go again. There's still 57 seconds left on the clock, so he can go again if he wanted to in the final remaining stages of this qualifying session here at the moment. Prince just moved up to P2 in the number 9 Bentley. So the Bentleys, as I said, moving their way up through the field here at the moment.
Yes, they are. They're definitely showing their strength this time around, and we'll see if he's got enough to take over provisional pole from Jug. He's already 2/10 down for right now. This is really, looks like he's abandoning his lap, so that's where that goes. And Jug is out on track right now.
Skipping did improve to a P5, but Jug, yes. Can he improve on this 34.800?
He's a 1/10.5 down so far. Doesn't mean you can't look for more time, but that is already a very impressive time from Jug already. We'll see if who's out. Skeppy's still out on track on his last hot lap for the qualifying session, so we'll see what he can do to see if he can take away P4 from JohnJohn. Juggernaut, you see him in the back of the screen right there. So it's all going to come down to this, is to see what the drivers can do on this last opportunity to start as high as they can on the grid for the second sprint race at Misano today.
Skipping now, and Calzona up ahead. Calzona trying to see if he can move up through the field as well on their final laps here at the moment. Calzona, does he improve? He does go to P5. Does Skeppy beat him? Yes, Skeppy does beat him. So Skeppy goes up into P5. Very close between 2nd and 5th right now. And Jug does improve to a 34.728 and just secures that pole even more.
Looks like Heatwave is abandoning his last lap, and that is officially the end of the second qualifying session, folks. Here shortly, the second sprint race will begin, and you better grab some drinks and some popcorn or something, because this is going to be the race to watch, as this will be the final opportunity for the drivers to race for points here at Misano.
So it is Juggernog from Prince. We got Aiden Khan, JohnJohn, Skeppy, Calzona, Neymar, Ichiko, Raztasm. Then we got Sitowski, Cold Carnival, Phantom, Deer Hunter, Heatwave, Feta Cheese, Flunky 4, and then we got Tyler Glenn, who is the safety car, has made it into the lobby. So we are about to get things underway here in a matter of moments to see what things go down. But Juggernog at the moment looking like the pace sitter right now in that Ferrari, looking to get another win here tonight to make it the double. But the other two that were on the podium last race, JohnJohn 4th and Skeppy 5th, they'll have to find their way past the Bentley and the other Ferrari up ahead of them.
Yes, it's definitely gonna be a race to see here at the beginning of the start. Hopefully everybody's gonna be able to maintain and control of their vehicle on this lap one, and because we definitely don't want the same craziness happening as what happened in the first sprint race. But It'll make it for a good show for sure, and we just gotta wait and see. I'm
Yes, indeed.
I'm not sure
It's
if
going to be.
the sun setting is gonna be a factor. I'm not sure how late this race is gonna go into the evening, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good one, folks.
So we've got 6 drivers here trying to see what will go down here at Misano for the final race here tonight at the Misano circuits, with a minute till we get things underway. And as we have just said, let's hope that we don't see anything crazy go down at the front on lap 1 we saw in race 1. And so that's what all the drivers will be hoping for at the moment, that they can get through cleanly, especially the drivers up the front. And yes, we do have the safety car. Ichigo Tyler Clan will be our safety car, so we'll keep an eye on Tyler Clan if the safety car makes its way out, with 35 seconds till we get things underway for this last 30-minute race here at Misano for the final race of the day. Let's see who could possibly get the win here at Misano. Juggernaut versus Prince, Ada Khan, JohnJohn, and Skippy. This is going to be an interesting start to this one.
Oh yes, it most definitely will be. We got about 10 seconds left before the crowd and the whole grid starts to move, and then it's going to be showtime here at Misano.
Yes, indeed it will be. It will be a fascinating one here at the moment. We're about to get underway here at Misano at the front. Can Juggernaut make it back to back here in this one? 30 minutes on the clock as we're about to get underway here at Misano for race number 2.
All right, here we go. We're going to take a look at Calzoner, who's in the middle of the track, and going from the helicopter cam to see if we can get a better view of the drivers going into Sector 1. Looks like everything is staying orderly for now.
Prince has taken the lead. Bentley are the leaders at the moment. Juggernaut goes back down into second, and Adacom he's moved down the field as well, because JohnJohn, oh no, JohnJohn's off circuit, and he's in the wall.
Uh-oh. Oh, JohnJohn. Oh, no.
I did not know what's happened there, but JohnJohn went off the circuit. So that is a shame for him, as now Prince now is your leader.
Wow, we got a definitely action-packed lap 1 so far. No crazy incidents this time around, and I don't want to give it a commentator's curse. As Verza and Regaro in the chat were so kind to follow the Breakout Racing. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Breakout Racing League. We hope you enjoy your stay. Grab a seat, bring some drinks, get some popcorn, because this is going to be a good race to watch, fellas. You're at the right place. And we are watching Rasta going into Sector 3 with the rest of the grid. And it's a bit of a tight squeeze coming out there with the McLaren behind them, but they're all keeping it in line, as we haven't had any crazy crashes happen yet.
At the front, it is Juggernaut who's looking for the move here on Prince for position. There's a little bit of contact on my screen. They're going side by side as of right now, and Juggernaut will look to take the lead, and he does. So Juggernaut retakes the lead over Prince here at the moment, and Prince the Bentley will now have to settle in for second. Ada Khan closing up on this fight as well. So both of the Ferraris looking in very good position right now in this race.
The top 5, the way they sit, are all within a second of each other. So this is definitely the fight to see on track right now. As midfield, Rasta and Stalowski are also, and Phantom, they're all pretty close together. We're going to ride on board for a little bit on Calzoner and see what action we can see as they go through Sector 3, and see if anybody's able to make any moves on the driver ahead of them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out here at the moment throughout the field right now. And it's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out throughout the rest of this field. Everybody all close to each other here at the moment. Calzona trying to see if he can move his way up to this pack of the top four with Skeppy and Ada Khan here for third and fourth.
Verza makes a comment on the chat saying, haven't seen much of this game, but damn, it looks good. You are not wrong, my friend. The ACC, it is a very, very visually appealing game, especially to the race car fans out there. So if you don't know about it, you should learn about it, because it's definitely a great game to play.
Yes, indeed. But still looking here to see what can Ada Khan do here at the moment. Trying to close up here on Prince to maybe make it a Ferrari 1-2. Skeppy still sitting behind that fight, and Calzona slowly making his way up into this pack.
I was looking around for a tight fight on the track, and we got Phantom trying to hunt down Stolowski with Ichigo going a little wide on that right-hander. Looks like he's able to keep the car under control, and everything's looking good so far. We gotta wait to see once tire wear starts to be a factor as to who's able to outdrive who. Skeppy is definitely trying to make moves on Aiden for P3.
Yeah, Skeppy trying to close up here on Aiden here for P3 at the moment, trying to close as much as he possibly can here at the moment for position. And Skeppy now trying to close down here for this gap between these two. And Skeppy now still P4 as of right now, trying to get up in the P3 of Aiden Khan in position, and it's a big thing for Skep trying to get through as well, because especially with JohnJohn down in P12 right now will help in the championship standings. But it's Juggernaut. Oh no, Aiden spun it.
Oh no!
It's in the wall.
Oh, just when I flipped away from the camera.
As Skeppy now goes up in the third, and Aiden Khan now drifts down the field, and that is not good for him.
No, that is not. You can definitely see the damage at the front of that Ferrari. That handling is definitely going to be altered, because he does not have the same downforce as what he did. He probably is going to be coming into the pits, but we don't know. We'll see if he stays out and waits for the pit window to open, or if he comes in for the damage. We don't know how severe the damage is, but it's definitely looking rough at the front of that Ferrari, the number 14 car. As Stolowski makes his way past Aiden, Aiden goes off track again.
Yes, Stolowski looking to close in on Ichiko as well, but yeah, Aiden Khan will most likely come into the pit lane, and no, he won't. He may just try to wait as he takes out one of the meter boards. He may try to wait for the pit stop window to open, which is very, very soon. And he's lost the position now to BRL Phantom. But many battle packs happening throughout the field here at the moment, including JohnJohn trying to close up here on Feta Cheese.
Looks towards the inside, and he locks into position. I think JohnJohn is still driving with the damage he incurred to that car at the beginning of the race. We don't know how bad that damage is, but it looks like he's able to make moves, as Rasta is P12 trying to get around. No, oh no, I just realized the standings are a little late until they cross the finish line. I apologize for that. I had a airheaded moment.
So JohnJohn now is up into P9. Feta tries to look for the mid. Raz trying to see if he can get up here on Feta as well, which he does. Raz, who was up at the top of the field last race, but down the field here at the moment, trying to see if he can gain some time and trying to make a couple of positions up at the moment. But JohnJohn, of course, was in the top 4 after his mistake, but he's going to try and move his way back up.
He's definitely got a long way to go to try and get back into the lead fighting positions, but we'll see how the pit cycle plays out once the pit window opens here in a couple minutes. As we're looking at Calzoner, who's trying to reel in Skeppy, and he's definitely keeping him in his sights going through sector 1.
Yeah, Calzoner now trying to close up here on Skeppy here for position. And Cal trying to see if he can maybe get into that top 3 and get on the podium here for the final race here in Misano. The pit stop window soon to be opening here for these drivers, so keep an eye on that when we will see pit stops here for the final race here at Misano at the moment.
Calzoner is kind of peeking on the outside of Skep, but he's not anywhere near close to attempt an overtake. Skeppy might make a mistake here, you never know. Oh, a little bit oversteer for Calzoner, nothing big. He's got a little bit of a slipstream going, but this triple right-hander can get very bumpy for the Bentley.
It can get very bumpy for the Bentley, and he's trying to close that margin down to him and Skeppy at the moment. Trying to get as close as he can to go for a move here at the moment, but he's just not there right now. Aiden Khan has come into the pits, but it's a long damage pit stop for him. That's a shame, since he was in a good position for maybe a podium at the end of this race and actually has left the session. So Aiden Khan is done for the day here at Misano.
And that is very, very unfortunate. As he did, I mean, we didn't really see what happened, but it obviously was enough to warrant him to come into the pits to get that repaired. Did he leave the session?
Most likely, yes.
Yeah, it looks like. Now we're looking at a fight for P5 as Ichigo is trying to reel in Neymar for that 5th position, and he's keeping him pretty close.
Yeah, Ichigo closing up here on Neymar. Neymar in a good top 5 position here right now. But yeah, Ichigo trying to see if he can close up here on Neymar for position. McLaren and the Aston Martin. And the Aston Martin now, as the pit window has now opened, and we should see maybe a couple of pit stops here at the moment.
We'll see who's going to be the first drivers to just pull in and try and see and get that undercut on the competitors. And we'll see if Neymar and Ichigo come into the pits right now.
Top 4 stay out, and yes, we'll see if Neymar or Ichigo come to lane. Neymar is in, Ichigo stays out. As Satowski comes in as well, Phantom in as well. So 3 drivers into the pit lane so far.
Yeah, we'll see if that undercut really works out for them. It's going to be interesting to see how how the grid falls as the pit cycles come through. Juggernog still has the commanding lead over Prinks with that clean air. Still hasn't ran into any lapped cars yet, so there is nothing holding Juggernog back from extending his lead over Prinks in P2. As we look,
so
go ahead.
It's Jug still leading at the moment. Calzona still trying to close in on Skeppy. We saw the previous race where the overcut actually worked brilliantly for JohnJohn. Need to see how things pan out here.
Aiden is in the chat asking if I or Mitchie is streaming this, and it is I who is streaming this Misano race today for Breakout Racing League, Aiden.
So
sorry.
The pit stoppers make their way out now, and Sitowski looks like the first of them, actually.
Yeah,
Will be the first one.
Stolowski.
And Juggernaut in.
Juggernog is in, and Prinks stays out. So does Skeppy. So that's going to be an interesting play as to where they both fall out. Calzoner comes in along with Juggernog, and so does Ichigo. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out for the leaders as to who can get a hood of who once the pit cycles come around.
So the first ones will actually be for the field. So we'll see how things will play out here throughout the field right now. Juggernaut in the pits, Calzona, and so is Ichigo. Prince stays out, so does Skeppy as well. So those guys may be thinking of what happened before. See how it all plays out in their final pit stops here for Misano. As Jug makes his way out, and he will have clear track ahead of him, and will just keep pulling away.
We're going to see if Skeppy or Prinks decide to come in for their pits this time by. It's going to be interesting to see if they stay out or come in. Verza in the chat is saying the Discord link needs to be fixed as it's not a link. And the night, as what the Nightbot says, we will definitely let the admins know to check out that link, Versa. We appreciate it. Sick Gamer Age, is this an Xbox? This is on Xbox. That is correct. Six Gamer Age. If you are interested in being part of the Breakout Racing League, keep an eye out for the Discord link, and we'll definitely get you hooked up to see if we can get you a part of it. Sick Gamer Age, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Breakout Racing League stream. We appreciate it.
As we see right now, Juggernaut a huge margin to behind. The top three in right now. So it'll be interesting to see where Skeppy comes out and Prince as well. See where they all come out. JohnJohn in the pit lane as well. And so is D Hunter. Jug should come clearly ahead of these drivers. And he's in a very good position right now. But no safety car as of yet in this race with 14 minutes to go. And we should see drivers making their way out. Skeppy gets out ahead of Prince, actually. So Skeppy, a very good pit stop by his crew.
We're going to see where Skeppy ends up coming out, because this is, Misano is known, unfortunately known for their infamous long pit exit. So we're going to see how it all shakes out once Skeppy's able to make it on track. And there goes Juggernaut coming around, and Skeppy comes in second place behind Jug. We don't see the delta as to the distance yet, but it's going to be interesting to see if Skeppy's able to reel in Juggernaut and contest him for that P1. Oh, there it is, 2.1. Yep, thank you for that, Mitchie. I appreciate it.
So the overcut works here again. It worked for JohnJohn previous race, and it's helped Skeppy here to move up through the field as well, and actually it's helped JohnJohn to move up as well, because JohnJohn has moved up a couple of positions as well. He's a little bit down, actually. Yeah, he will be P8. He was around P9, P10, so he's P8 right now, JohnJohn, and he'll see if he can move his way back up.
Yeah, everybody's pretty evenly spaced apart. We don't really have a close battle going on at the moment. So we're gonna see if the rest of the whole race just is kind of like on cruise control, or if someone's able to really put in some action and put in some work to do some overtaking. We're gonna keep an eye on these deltas for you all, and bring you all the best action that we can provide here at the Breakout Racing League.
With 12 minutes to go in the session, the final pit stops have already been completed, and everybody now really, as you said, trying to push and see if they can gain time on the drivers ahead. D Hunter coming out on circuit now. He, I believe, is a little bit down, possibly a lap down. Yeah, he is a lap down because there's Calzona behind him, who is in P3 right now. Calzona doing a good job in P3 this one, and in the chat. What track is this? It is Misano, and it is a great little circuit, tight circuit, and always brings some drama, which it did in race number 1. There has been a little bit of drama here in race 2, but things have been very steady at the moment.
Yeah, here we go. Phantom is really trying to chase down Neymar for P6. This is definitely the closest fight we have on track, so we're going to keep an eye on these two and see if Phantom is able to seal the deal and overtake Neymar. And with 11 minutes left, he definitely has a good opportunity to really make some moves on Neymar.
And Phantom trying to see if he can close up in here on Neymar for position. And so Neymar has a bit of a moment. Phantom goes for the move. He saw the opportunity, and Phantom now moves up into P6 in this race after Neymar's little error there. And Phantom now up into a top 6 position for the Lexus car. And Neymar's Aston Martin sitting there behind in P7. Will try to stick with him to try and see if he can get the move back, possibly.
Yeah, well, it's going to be very impressive to see if Neymar is able to answer back as he goes wide, coming off the penultimate turn. And don't know if the pit window is officially closed. Everybody looks like Prinks. Oh, Prinks looks like he retired. Never mind. But Neymar and Phantom fighting it out for P6.
Yeah, so something has happened to Prince at one point that we've missed, because he's obviously got damage. So don't know what happened there to Prince, but that's a shame for the Bentley driver down the field in P14, and it'll be a long pit stop for him, most likely it for him for the day. But JohnJohn now is closing up on this fight with Neymar and Phantom as well.
Oh, wow, yes he is. He's definitely showing some moves, because he was not in the picture a little while ago, and JohnJohn said, "Excuse me, coming through, boys." So we're going to see how Neymar is able to defend JohnJohn in defense for P7. With 9 minutes left, it's going to be a long fight.
It's going to be an absolute long fight at the moment. 2.4 at the front between Juggernaut and Skeppy. We'll keep an eye on that, but it looks like at the moment that will stay steady. But this fight for JohnJohn and Neymar is very close here at the moment. It looks like, oh, JohnJohn has a little moment. Phantom went a little bit wide up ahead as well. So the pressure is on between these three drivers here at the moment for P6.
Here we're running on board with JohnJohn, and we'll be able to see what the driver, from the driver's perspective, for any kind of moves or opportunities JohnJohn may have, and maybe trying to overtake Neymar. And I lost it. It looks like he's taking the peak. Go ahead.
See, no, not close enough. Oh, Neymar goes off, and JohnJohn gets through on him. Up into position number 7 for JohnJohn, and Neymar goes back another position into P8.
Neymar went wide on that double right-hander in sector 1, and that was the culprit of being able to allow JohnJohn to take the inside and take away P7 away. That was good driving from those two. Really good. Yeah, I lost it.
Meanwhile, at the front, Juggernaut has had a moment somewhere, and Skeppy now takes the lead here in Misano.
Uh-oh. I did not expect for that to happen.
So something has happened there to Juggernaut. Skeppy has taken the lead, and it's 2.4 seconds, so Juggernaut has some work to do. 7 minutes to go if he wants to catch Skeppy for this race win.
Looks like Juggernaut has got some damage on the front end of that Ferrari. He's definitely got some scrapes, and I can't tell if the corners of those fenders are dented in or not, but he definitely has some visible damage on the front of that Ferrari. We don't know how much damage, how much that will affect the vehicle, but he definitely looks like he's struggling with 7.5 minutes left on the sprint race. We'll see if he's got enough to really catch up to Skep to try and challenge him for P1.
Yeah, is it damage? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. We'll definitely know in these next couple of minutes if he can gain time back on Skep or not. It's going to be the real question here at the moment. And he's going to see what he can possibly do if he can close up here on Skeppy here for position. But to me, it looks like he's losing a little bit of time, so he might just have damage at the moment. I don't know where he could have done it. Closing right in. JohnJohn, however, is closing in on Phantom here for P6 for position.
Yes, he is. This is definitely a fight for points paying position, so you know JohnJohn is going to try his best to make whatever moves he can on Phantom. Definitely a solid climb, a solid fight back up for JohnJohn for having that mishap on, what was it, like lap 1 or 2 maybe?
1, yep.
1, yeah. So an impressive fight for JohnJohn, making his way back into a points paying position. And we'll see if he's able to really make the moves on Phantom. As Phantom goes wide, coming out the penultimate turn, and they both keep it tight coming across the front stretch. We'll see if he's able to outmaneuver the Lexus. Both of these cars are built completely different, as the Lexus is a front engine car and the McLaren is a mid-engine car. So the handling through Sector 1 between these two are very, very different. As JohnJohn swerves and hits the brakes to avoid colliding with Phantom. That's going to really hurt us. And he comes off again. Oh no, I don't want to think we give him the commentator's curse, but that's going to be...
And it's allowed Neymar to try to go for the move back on him here at the moment. JohnJohn will try to fight this as much as he possibly can. But JohnJohn holds on to now, but loses all that time he gained on Phantom up ahead for P6. But now he's going to have to try to hold off Neymar behind.
He went from being on offense to defense, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out for JohnJohn.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out here for JohnJohn at the moment, because you'll have to try to hold off Neymar here for position at the moment.
Looks like.
And at the front, oh yes, go on.
No, I was gonna say Skep is definitely extending out his lead over Juggernog. It's starting to become a little clearer that whatever damage Juggernog experienced is definitely affecting the handling of his car, because he's definitely not showing the same pace he did at the beginning of the race or the first sprint race. I know he's trying to do his best to keep Calzone at a distance, but Skeppy being unchallenged for P1 and not running into any traffic cars, it's going to be very difficult for Jug to reel him in for that P1 and eventually win the race.
Yeah, it's looking like that damage, whatever damage it is cost him there. I don't know if he maybe ran into back of a lap car or he actually had a spin. I don't know. So we'll try to, he will be on the podium, so I'll try to see if we can get an answer to that at the end of the race. But Calzone is catching right in here on Jug here for position.
Yeah, yes he is, and we're gonna take a look at that and see, with Calzone being about 1.3, maybe less than that off of Juggernaut. We'll see if he's able to make a move for P2 in the remaining 3 minutes of the second sprint race here at Misano. Synectus, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Welcome to the Breakout Racing League stream. We hope you're enjoying the content, and we hope you enjoy your stay.
Yeah, Calzone is really closing in here at the moment. It's 0.7, under a second now. He's just going to look to see where he can gain his opportunity here to go for this move here on Jug for P2 in this race. At the moment, it is close between those two right now, but Calzone had a bit of a moment and he doesn't want to do that again because he's got 2 minutes to go. He doesn't have much opportunity left to try to go for the move here for P2.
That's right. These drivers are noticing that they're running out of time, so they got to make the moves they have to make to really advance their position, because Skeppy is flying around this track with looks like what's probably going to be 2 laps left in this race, maybe potentially 3. The drivers are definitely running out of time to really secure their position, so Calzona needs to get a move on if he's trying to overtake Jug for P2.
And meanwhile, JohnJohn is closing right in on Phantom as well, so that fight is actually going to continue once again here at the moment. Skeppy, as this is going to be the final lap, no or not, we will go one more lap after this, I do believe. But yeah, JohnJohn now closing right up here on Phantom. I don't think Calzone is going to get close enough to Jug for position, but the closest fight right now is JohnJohn and Phantom here for P6.
Most definitely is. They're definitely showing their utmost pace right now, as JohnJohn's probably not going to let Phantom get away again. He went from offense to defense back to offense, so that's some very impressive driving from JohnJohn, especially from what he went through on lap 1. So Phantom is playing defense. Maybe JohnJohn's hoping he makes a mistake. I don't know, but it's definitely a points position that JohnJohn is trying to fight for. The more points JohnJohn can get, the better, because he is in a fight for the championship this season.
JohnJohn trying to see if he's close enough here for this move at the moment. Looks, but just not close enough at the time being. Skipping now with 17 seconds to go. It's coming last 3 corners. I believe we're going to have one more lap after this. But JohnJohn now still just can't get this move done as of yet. And meanwhile, something must have happened to Calzona, because he must have got damage or something, because Ichigo is now up in the P3.
Oh, looks like that we didn't even get that was the final lap. Skeppy has officially won the second sprint race at Misano with the Breakout Racing League. So congratulations to Skeppy for the winning of the race, and overall a great performance by Skep, really showing the determination to not let Jug out of his sights, and Jug finishing P2. It's unclear as to what happened to Jug earlier in the race, but whatever happened, he was able to hold on, and Ichigo locks in the podium at P3. Great racing by all the drivers right now. Let's take a look at Neymar's coming across the line, and he celebrates by doing that. That's fantastic. Go ahead.
So I will invite the top 3 in for podium interviews here at the moment. It was a fascinating race, to say the least. And I'll just wait for our top 3 to make their way into the podium for this final race here at Misano. And yeah, what a race indeed here at the moment.
Let's welcome in the race leaders from today's second sprint race here at Misano. As we're gonna start with Ichigo and P3. Ichigo, can you hear us?
Yes.
Take it away, Mitchie.
Let's go P3. Talk us through your race. Getting P3 in the end there.
Yeah, the race was kind of meh. I was stuck behind Neymar for the first stint, and then I just overcut him, stayed out an extra 2 laps. That was good. And then after that, it was just managing the tires so they wouldn't overheat and die on me. And I got lucky with Kyle's owner having a fuel save, because he had like a liter left by the end of the last lap, so got a free podium. So I'll take it. good result for McLaren.
Yes, a very good performance for you today. P3, and well done there.
Definitely an impressive driving from you, Chigoka. As none of us expected for you to come in and round out the podium in P3, but it was definitely a fun race to watch from your end. And then we have Juggernog, who finished P2. Jug, we are all curious as to what happened because we missed what happened with you. So if you don't mind walking us through what caused you to lose the lead and really hold on to that car for P2.
Yeah, I mean, the race was going good for the most part, but it looked like Feta was having some serious connection issues, and as I was trying to pass him with the blue flag and trying to lap him, unfortunately his car was still in the way, and we had an incident, and I ended up in the wall, so Jesus got me a good pace, but I feel like it's unfortunate how that one ended.
That is definitely unfortunate indeed, as we did not know what happened. So there's not much we can do on that department. But at least you finished P2. It's definitely not the P1 you wanted, not the P1 that looked like you were going to have, but it was definitely a much better result than what it could have been. So congratulations on your P2, Jug. And all we can do is just look forward to the next one.
Yes, indeed. As we move on to our race winner here in race number 2, Skep, talk us through that one. Managing to get the win there in this race for the final race here at Misano.
Yeah, the qualifying was qualifying 1 was good. Qualifying 2 was absolute crap. I just couldn't find a flow. And the race, my whole goal was just get past as many people as I could off the start, keep all the damage out of play. Didn't want any part of that. And then the top 4 in the first half of the stint were all keeping pace really well. And then Jug started to pull away, and I actually forgot that the pit window opened, so I pit like 2 laps later than I wanted. But apparently the overcut at Misano is just like a monster. So I went from P3 or P4 all the way up to P2, right behind Jug. And then it was just trying to match his pace and hope for a mistake. I wasn't hoping that, the teammate would have connection issues and screw his race essentially. But, after that, I got 3 warnings in both races, like 3 actual full track warnings. So after Jug's incident, the whole incentive was just, if I'm going to run wide, I'm just going to lay on the brake and hope it stops, because I wasn't going to risk a drive-through with less than 12 minutes.
Yeah, well, we definitely hear you there, and it's funny how you say you forgot to pit. We thought it was strategy, and either way, it still worked out for you at the end to lock in P1, and very good race, very impressive performance on your end, Skep. Congratulations, and you should celebrate this evening on a good win.
I'm gonna try. I think Jug actually got the overall, because or first and second would be 18 points, and then first and third would be 16. So Jug got the overall by 2, actually.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm not too technical in that department, so I didn't really want to say something I'm not too confident about, but that's good to know, actually. Well, either way, it's a positive result for both of you.
Yeah, it's good for me. It was like 10, or Jug 18, me 16, and I think it's either like JohnJohn or Ichigo that would be next. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to go through it later.
Gotcha. Well, either way, it was a great race, and I'm glad everybody survived on the second race, especially on lap 1. Well, mostly everybody. We didn't have the shenanigans that happened on the first sprint race, but congratulations to the top 3, and that definitely rounds out today's race of Misano with the Breakout Racing League. Mitchie, do you have anything else to say on my first performance?
Yes, it does, but it was a good race, it was a good session, and we move on to 2 weeks' time in South Africa for the next race here in Breakout Racing League ACC, everybody. But Otago, man, it has been a pleasure.
We appreciate all the new follows and everybody who was here a part of the race, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one. Have a good evening, everybody.